think they did a good job on the layout for this one. I like the Polaroids.
Yeah, the Polaroids really give you that, it's not quite. Maybe if they got it, like, all looking like the Game Boy printer, which nobody owned, that would be real swell, because you can print the pictures in this game, which they will need to collect, and we are off.
We got them.
Simple start, gonna mash through a bunch of text and, collect, I guess, technically the most important item in the game, the shield.
Well, despite the fact that we use it all of, like, what? Twice?
I mean, but you can't get the sword without the shield, and that pretty much makes it default the best item in the game.
Necessary, sure. Best, I don't know.
Yeah. So at the start, they're moving to the beach to grab the sword. Just a little bit of optimal movement. Looks like WhiteWolfos is a little bit tighter, and Bonks and oh, what is this? Mchan already switching to make it so that sword is on B. And I will now be rooting against them for the rest of the race because everything is wrong in the world.
The universe is not aligned. Everything is awful.
Everything is wrong. So fun thing I learned about doing this side first. Normally, if you're doing like the no scoobing, you'll come from the top and it saves a couple frames to come from the top and damage boost. But if you come down here in Hundo, you'll kill that Spiny, and it's faster if that Spiny drops a rupee. So, there you go. WhiteWolfos getting the time save there.
Both now they're gonna with 1 rupee. We have to get 10 rupees before we're allowed to go in the shop, and what we're going to be doing is a trick called rupee duping here, where if we hit a rupee with both our hitbox and the hitbox of the shield or the sword, it gives us 2 rupees for the price of 1.
Yeah, and we need 10, and WhiteWolfos got really, really bad RNG. I'm missing a dupe there, too. He's missed 2 dupes. Normally, yeah, for PV attempts, she already would have reset. This is really horrendous luck.
This is like my luck, Jesus.
Although Mchan not having so good luck right now.
The game's teasing him. My god.
Wow, I thought that, like, Mchan was gonna start taking a pretty big lead already, but WhiteWolfos is catching up.
That's it, guys. Mow that grass. The island's natives will thank you later.
Yeah, Mchan is sick of that screen. He's just farming those bushes.
Good lord,
oh my
game.
God, this is
Game, please have mercy.
This is so mean.
One
oh my
more
God,
for
is
WhiteWolfos,
actually
and
gonna
then she
get
pulls ahead. Come on,
come
on, you can do it. Yeah,
oh my
WhiteWolfos
God.
is running for it, and so is
we gotta race it.
so's Mchan.
Okay.
We're tied, guys.
We got our 10 rupees, and we're gonna do what anybody does with 10 rupees and rob the shopkeeper. Die for our troubles because charging 200 rupees for a shovel is way out of line. I mean, like, I don't know what the Himalayan rupee conversion to USD is, but that just seems ridiculous considering you're handing them precious gems.
I mean, the transaction for the bow seems to be about right.
What bow have you found that would cost that much?
Obviously, you don't know about compound bows, man.
I mean, I guess in comparison to the shovel, it's about right, but like, that shovel's already way overpriced.
I will say though that WhiteWolfos forgot her bombs. I think
she did the save and quit on the bombs. I watched her do it.
Did she?
Yes.
Oh,
so you notice you kept the rupees. If you save and quit, so the rupee counter, when you buy things, it starts ticking down. But when you save and quit, like, the game actually remembers, like, it's just actually deducting 1 rupee at a time. So if you just save and quit before it deducts any rupees, you have 10, and the game doesn't remember it's supposed to deduct rupees after a reset. So, yeah, you just keep your 10, and that's enough to go pay the trending game man so we can get powder without having to go do a, annoying quest through the forest with a mushroom, which is fun because the mushroom's the best item, but unfortunately we can't keep it for very long because we do need powder for the second dungeon.
Nobody liked mushroom anyways unless they were going for the cheating strats of floating across pits.
I mean, hey, it's how Link's Awakening anything can be done for the original game.
Floating across all the pits.
Yeah, you can't buffer, so... so coming up here is going to be a fun trick, bomb triggering.
So what you gotta do is, if you
Wolfos.
lay bombs on alternate panels, or not
Wolfos
panels,
recognizing
what's it called?
frames.
Frames. Thank you.
Yeah.
You set off vents because bombs are magical.
Yeah. Basically, what happens is it tries to blow up 2 bombs at the second time, but the other bomb is on the previous screen as you transition through, or it's in a pit or something like that, and there is no animation for it to play. So when it goes through the things to pick it up, it'll blow up the first bomb, and then the next thing in there is like, oh well, Terran is supposed to explode at the end of this, and his animation is supposed to play. So it does that instead, which is great because it skips a lot of silly requirements. They could have gotten through that room without it. They could have just powdered Terran, but saved some time to do that.
We're literally neck and neck here.
It's pretty great. Neither of them going for the swag pit walk. It's never worth it to go to unless you're Xander.
Well, even if you are Xander, it's never worth it.
Yeah, I mean he got it once, and then
Once.
that was great. That was great. So
I see.
yeah, so
Mchan's doing a different route for
oh
C1.
yeah.
It is going to
So
be
hopefully
interesting to see how this
doesn't-
goes.
I am a bit curious because normally you do what Wolfos did in the Hundo routes and just bomb arrow that wall right there. Bomb arrow, you drop a bomb and shoot an arrow within 4 frames of each other, and it shoots bomb arrow. Developer intended thing. Although with that window, it kind of feels like a glitch sometimes.
The catch with this is he's going to need to grab another key sometime soon.
He can grab it on the way back if he, because that's not out of the way, but he's never going back to that area with the seashell. So I'm a bit curious about skipping the seashell, but again, Mchan might be doing some very old routing, so could see some old school stuff from Mchan.
So what's he doing?
Okay, going back for the seashell now.
I see.
think.
And then he's going to cut across the middle.
Oh,
no,
you know what? Maybe
Wolfos
he's
getting
doing.
denied by the beetle.
Okay, technically he could be doing
Or
pit
P-head.
buffers and entering the nightmare key from the other side. which,
And that's a death for Wolfos.
that is death for Wolfos. That's
Does-
unfortunate, but that's not that's not a very costly death. It happened like 1 room away. Although I guess yeah, the chest did despawn, so that's gonna suck. So coming up on Mchan's screen with his sword on the wrong button is a trick called super jumping. Basically, if you're clipped into the wall, I believe it's at least 3 pixels or some number of pixels clipped into the wall. If you jump up against the wall, holding towards it, and then at like the pinnacle of your jump, or sometimes a little bit after you reach the apex, you throw a sword slash in the reverse direction, or shoot the bow, or swing your fire rod, or even doing a charged spin slash against the wall. You can sort of trick the game into thinking you're jumping off a cliff, and you go really far and over a bunch of things. And it's really fast and nice and helps us skip a lot of this game.
Oh, yeah.
And Mchan is entering Moldorm, everyone's favorite boss.
And it's down. It
Yeah.
takes 4 regular slashes, a spin slash, and 2 or just 2 spin slashes in order to take him down.
Yes.
I say 4 hits.
I think the fastest might be, yeah, you see Wolfos going for the spin slash at the
Don't
start.
do it, don't do it.
Yeah, so if you get knocked into those
man,
pits, you have to
that was-
reset the Moldorm fight. Fortunately, you can buffer your jump through that transition screen so you can re-transition through the top. It puts you in the room before, but everyone picking up the full moon cello.
Even in every Zelda game, Moldorm just is awful.
Yeah, although this one is like buzz intruder alert.
It actually speaks, so it's
yeah, it
intelligent.
speaks. It's definitely the smartest Moldorm, but definitely takes the fewest hits. I also think it's the coolest looking Moldorm of any of the Zelda games. Definitely looks way cooler than all the other Moldorms. So
we have the little lads screaming, "Help!
yeah.
Help! Something's happening!" But
and
we
then we're
skip
just
over
mash
that
B
text.
to ignore them because the
We're
Japanese.
heroes. We don't got time for
Yeah.
that.
I mean, the Japanese teaches children to respect their elders, and you're older than them, so you can freely ignore them. That's the lore I've chosen to observe. But they told us to go save Bow Wow, which is it's a recognizable character. Definitely in Zelda Origins, as Wolfos is trying to get this tricky spin slash here, or sorry, Mchan. Yeah, got my runners mixed up. Try to get the tricky spin slash there, where you can stand right at the pixel of that that pit and spin slash, but Might see Wolfos do it, and oh no, Mchan so far. Oh wait, maybe.
No,
okay.
he saved it.
Okay, he saved it.
You
So
can
Wolfos
actually
is,
do that.
Wolfos is trying to do the easier version of this that you can do in 100% because the other categories that come into this cave don't have feather. In Hundo you do, so you can do a spin slash just over the pit and kind of hit all the stuff you want and just push it. Wolfos unfortunately missing it. Mchan picking up the Heart Piece of Shame early. That's the Heart Piece of Shame now only because you can save a pixel if you hit it from the top. And it saves 1 pixel. It's totally not worth it, but some runners try to keep their splits consistent, so that's why they go for it there.
And here we have the soon-to-be deceased mouse photographer. He is required to get right now because if you come back with a follower, he won't let you in. More particularly Bow Wow, who we're going to get in a little bit.
Literally 2 screens to the left.
Yeah. And in order to complete 100%, we need all the photos, all the heart pieces, one of the tunic upgrades, and all of the item upgrades.
Yeah. Only one of the tunic upgrades, because you can only have one at a time.
Man, imagine having a purple tunic.
I mean...
The best of both worlds. Or, alternatively, the best of 4 worlds. Or swords.
No.
Oh, what's wrong with 4 swords?
No, just puns are bad.
I'm sorry. I had to get one in today.
So many better places for to do it too. So you got the Moblin King. Takes, I believe it's what is it? 10 hit or 12 hits total. It's 2 spin slash. Oh no, it's 2 spin splashes and 4 regular slashes. So 8 hits total. Right. Messed up.
Yeah.
For some reason, like spin slash does 4.
Numbers are hard. We just care about the what we hit him with.
Yeah, optimally you can get a spin slash in, and then 3 slashes in the first phase, and that's the fastest you can do it. They both cleared it out.
I'll give Mchan a real quick eat.
Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about D2 except for one thing later, but so when Wolfos gets back to that trick called the flock clip, explain that when she gets there in about a second. So basically, what happens with flock clip is you can clip into the wall, and you approach an object that gives you text, and then you kind of hold up against it, and you buffer straight through it, as Wolfos just did, and now it's just waiting on Bow Wow to eat through the entrance to D2. Bow Wow is not very hungry today. This is the least voracious Bow Wow I think I've seen in a while.
The chain chomp giveth, and the chain chomp taketh away. And then he double eats for the one right next to her and the front. Oh, that's
so
terrible.
Yeah. So that Bow Wow is there's some Bow Wow RNG. So we're coming up on the boss of D2, or the mini boss of D2, Hinox. Which if you played, let's say Breath of the Wild, these are pretty formidable foes that take like a lot of bow shots to the eye.
Many.
Oh
wait, look, that was 2. Wait a second.
2 bow shots.
Why did they? This must be why they decided to buff Hinoxes in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Same with Lionel's.
Yeah, so this game, they didn't expect you. They figured, first time, no one would know you could steal from the shop. And oh man, so this is some old stuff. So I guess Mchan doesn't know the despawn strat. So he actually lights the candle in that room and takes the ghost out the way that's intended, which is nice because that's another use for the powder that I don't think you'll see any other runner do. Just because it's really old and it's, I guess, faster to not have to menu to switch to powder and then menu to switch out of it.
Yeah. What, 2 extra menus at least?
Yeah, if it's 1 extra menu because you have to switch out of it to equip bracelet anyway, but it's the despawn is isn't 2 seconds slower than switching to it. So, but so yeah, that room. Rest of D2 is pretty vanilla except for this little quick kill that Mchan might be going for. We might actually see a vanilla boss fight. I don't know.
This might be terrifying.
Wolfos is doing the sword despawn, where you stand up against the wall and you just hit them. They spawn on the other side and walk away. There's one with a bow that's pretty new. It's also pretty tricky to get. Although if you practiced at it, pretty much get it every time. But it's one of the older strats.
A lot of the stuff in this game is really consistent if you just have some time to practice.
Yeah, except for Rooster Skip.
We don't talk about that one.
We don't talk about that. So here's the genie. He laughs at you and says you can't hurt him as long as he's in your bottle. But if you want to break a bottle, you slam it really hard against like the corner of something, and then it stays in the wall for the entire time. So his bottle breaks immediately instead of 3 hits. Then you blow up a bomb on him and then shoot him with a bomb arrow before he runs away and flies around the room. And he's dead because bomb arrows do
a lot of damage.
8 damage, I think.
I couldn't even tell you. I don't know the numbers. And bomb arrow is completely developer intended. Just shoot a bomb and arrow within, like, what is it, 2 frames of each other?
It's 4 frames.
4 frames?
Yeah.
And bam, flying arrow going straight into your enemy's face.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice they're not so expensive in this game. You can just have them on, like, Breath of the Wild, where
you have to buy everything with
buy
rupees that you have to sell all your diamonds and luminous
find
stones for.
So many bomb arrows in that game too. It's ridiculous. But
sad day, man.
Yeah, so we'll see Wolfos go for the Oh, so Wolfos, so if you hold your sword out and hold down your power bracelet button at the same time, you'll pick the jar up immediately and you'll skip that text box that Wolfos had to go for.
That was a really clean bomb arrow kill right there.
Yeah. So Mchan and oh, where is Wolfos going? I'm not 100% sure. Or sorry, Mchan. No, right. I got my screens mixed up again because she went into the room. He warped back to D2, so Mchan just did it, and Wolfos is now going to head over towards D4 to pick up the warp there, which will make navigating much easier. As Mchan goes to talk to Magic Bat and be cursed with the burden of holding too much stuff, which is great because it's going to refill our deplenished bomb count, and we really need a lot of those, but don't want to say yes to him first because he wants to curse us with the taunt of having 40 magic powder immediately, and we don't want that. Because,
there's no reason why you would need 40 magic powder.
If you're really bad against 2 bosses in this game, I guess.
Only 2.
Only 2. And one of them, you technically don't even need it, so...
Technically. Really.
Yeah.
So now we see Mchan heading down towards the direction of the plains, where we're going to start heading our way towards D3, but first we have a few things to do. We have to go get a picture at Richard's Villa, which is missable, like several other photos in this game, so... Better hope you remember where they are at and when you can do them.
Cannot clear the 3rd dungeon, or maybe even enter it. I don't know when the trigger goes off that prevents you from getting this picture, but actually it might be. It's getting the key. It's probably getting the slime key. Prevents you from getting this picture.
Yeah, because it would assume that the gate's down at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Or that Richard just doesn't want to come over here or something, but get our Richard picture. No reason to shorten that.
So I'm curious,
long way of saying it.
Why is he here at the castle where he was kicked out from?
Because he wants it back. Like, that's why he tells you to go get the leaves, because they're important to him. They're the only thing that's really worth anything in that castle.
He's a quest giver. Why is he going out towards the direction of the quest?
I don't know. He has a sword too. Like, he could have done all of this. So there's one thing I noticed is that I missed if Wolfos did. They didn't go and grab the graveyard seashell. So. Oh,
Mchan's gone for a lot of buffers here.
Yeah. So Mchan is doing something called Villa Skip. So Villa Skip is a doesn't fall through there. That's good. That would have been very unfortunate. And Wolfos actually
why?
Jump.
So Bow Wow can eat your bomb arrows essentially because he is a physical object. He can get on the way, and that prevents you from doing things like Rooster Skip effectively and no Squoob.
Okay, and that is Villa Skip Exit that Mchan just did. You transition clipped into a pit, and at the same time you hold again, you transition while clipped into a pit, and you transition basically you're partially in the grass tile on the other side. The game doesn't really know what to do with you, so it just keeps pushing you down until it runs out of tiles, or a tile that it can put you on, and it just drops you outside, which is really nice. Definitely one of the older routes. I think this might be the one that's a couple months old.
I think Wolfos might be a bit confused as to where she's going.
Yeah. Definitely went the wrong way there.
It happens.
Yeah, if it was the newest route, she would be going to Seashell Mansion right now, but...
Yeah, that might be doing it.
Yeah, and just thinking about that, might be trying to learn that. But so Villa Skip, if you're on a pit, all these pits have like sort of pixel corners or something that you can kind of wiggle your way on. And if you mash the start menu, when the game drops you into a pit, it'll shove you down. But if you're on that last pixel or so, or it'll push you down beneath that tile, and you can stand on your item bar basically and transition from it. So it'll let you do things like skipping Villa. So far we haven't seen any route divergences from either of these runners. Yeah, Wolfos showing that Villa
escape is hard.
It's hard. It's pixel dependent. It's really tricky.
Mchan over there getting piece of power, and now he's going to fight the Dodongo instead of doing Dong Skip.
Yeah, this is definitely an older route when they fought Dodongos.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know...
Not having a good time of it, I'll say.
Okay, so, fun fact about mini-boss rooms, it's more than one mini-boss. If you kill any mini-boss in that room and leave, well then, they're both dead. The game's like, okay, there's no more mini-boss here. That's cool.
You did it, congratulations, you've earned your victory.
Yeah, so we actually got to see a Dodongo fight, which we never got to see, so that's pretty neat. Yeah,
I think Wolfos will give them a fair chance.
I don't know. Wolfos might just spin slash right over them and just leave them be. There's only like, what, 6 of them in all of like Conquest Island?
There's 6. There's 2 here.
Yeah, there's 2 here. There's
2 in D...
and 2 in D6.
And then 2 in D8.
Yeah. There's only 6, so
oh,
like,
man,
they're rare.
He's doing a
They don't come back when you kill them, and they die when you kill their best friends. So, like it's really
rabbits.
Sad. Okay, so now that Mchan had to go back and get that extra key, is gonna do another flock clip against this key block, the other thing other than things you have to lift up, and is gonna knock that guy down, break his spirits, and oof, just makes it onto the ladder. There's a bit of a trick there with how the Pegasus boots work, and there's the Dodongo skip from Wolfos.
Woo!
Very
Fly
good.
over that.
Using piece of power to yeah, piece of power makes it a lot more consistent. You do a super jump off that wall while charging a jump slash, jumping off of it. Then during the spin slash, you clank your sword against the Dodongo, and it lets you jump off. And I think Wolfos, okay, yeah, you keep your momentum when you unequip the Pegasus boots, so that's nice.
Ooh, that was a nice kill for...
Yeah, Mchan, very good piece of powerless slime eye kill. Wolfos is going for her second Dodongo skip. Yeah, you really want to get in here really quickly and do it, because the Dodongos always start out with the exact same pattern. It's always right, so if you kind of mess it up and you can exit the room, you kind of want to... Okay, so... Oh, no, Wolfos is doing that. And let's see how she does this jump, because there is something I want to... there is a cool thing where if you Pegasus boots off a ledge, you can still input a jump even if you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So you can do a fun jump at the bottom of that and just not have to hit him. It's barely faster, but it is different.
Yeah. Now we're gonna see the piece of power kill from WhiteWolfos.
Yeah.
Assuming that the lovely Vitreous decides to allow it.
Yeah, so hitting them with piece of power gives them iframes. And so it is a little bit more finicky. Lost it, but still was able to back it up. Oh, yeah, thankfully not dying there. That's a really painful death because you have to reflock clip, redo dong skip with that piece of power. But we're gonna do some backtracking right now, getting some heart containers. We're gonna go clean up the village right about now. Make sure that's all neat and tidy. And oh wait, you know what?
But first, we have to go get a honeycomb.
Oh yeah.
Which involves seeing a man being chased by bees.
There have been some new strats figured out how to skip this with a frame perfect saving quit.
What it is it's a save and quit buffer, and then another one where you actually save and quit on the second one.
Yeah, well, you can get a frame perfect one.
Really?
That saves a little bit of time, but yeah, you can do 2 save and quits.
Huh.
and you'll just skip it. You'll just warp back to that room, and it just no one has to see Terran get chased by bees. But I like that cutscene. It's a good time to.
He deserves it because he's a date ruiner.
Yeah, he ruins dates. So yeah.
During all this, we've been collecting seashells. At the moment, we have 5 for our runners. Where when you go to the Seashell Mansion, you get a prize at 5, 10, and 20.
Yeah.
5 and 10 are both extra seashells, but when you get to 20, you get the level 2 sword, which shoots out laser beams and is stronger.
Yeah.
That I learned today.
Yeah,
and we'll be seeing that much later.
It's really good. It's hard to get. You don't need it to complete the game, but you do need it for 100%, and it does make final boss faster.
Yeah, and I mean, how are you supposed to find some of the hidden things in this game, to be honest?
Heart pieces, yes. 20 seashells, you can find those, but some of the heart pieces in this game are just impossible. Well, like the one that they just picked up a minute ago, I'm not sure how you were supposed to figure that one out. Although I think I remember finding that one, so...
You're just bombing everywhere.
As a kid. But some of the other ones in this game are just ridiculous. So, we have a honeycomb. Bears like honey. We give this bear a honeycomb, and in response, he gives us a pineapple, which, as you know, is a symbol of wealth and hospitality, and you use that to finagle a date with Marin.
No, the bear's trying to hook us up. Come on now, man.
He's helping us out. We gave him his honey.
Wingman Bear. He just wants to see us get that picnic basket out the way with Marin.
I mean, that really sounds like the bear is trying to be involved in, like, alright, if I set you up on a date, you'll have a picnic, and then I can maul you and take your picnic basket. Like, that's
maul
messed up.
You? Since when does Yogi Bear maul anybody?
Does that look like Yogi?
Man. I mean, he could. He's wearing clothes.
He's wearing a chef's uniform. For all we know, he ate the chef that was wearing it beforehand.
How do you know he didn't just ask for it politely? Anyways, Mchan just got the ocarina, which is required, but we're never going to use it.
That's not true. We're going to use it to play one song, ever, and it's none of the songs anybody ever wants to play. So...
Frog Song of Soul?
Yeah. I only want to play the Frog Song of Soul. But right now we're going to go fishing. Fishing's important. And, Mchan...
He actually catches that one. That's
actually catches the fish, Maybe going for Fish the Pond. Fish the Pond RTA is a category that we have.
That you almost saw displayed earlier by one Dragon Seal.
Dragon, please. But yeah, so, inside that big fish, you didn't really get to see it because an animation doesn't play, it was a piece of heart. But also, in addition to it just being a piece of heart, it was your 4th piece of heart. Which means you get to skip the heart container get animation and like all that other stuff just by getting it in there. So it's really convenient that it's lined up to be our 4th piece of heart, like right around there.
Alright, and here we get Mchan getting his photo after returning Bow Wow. Best photo in my opinion.
Should go back inside, get the kiss. Require that for Hundo.
Dating percent.
Yeah, and now we're gonna go spy on an old man, because this is what Link does in his free time, and this rat is just really creepy.
No, I think the rat's creepy. We're genuinely concerned with how the old man knows what we're doing at all times when we go into a phone booth. I think he has them tapped.
He's got binoculars, probably.
How do binoculars help you see into the mountains?
They let you see far. Haven't you ever watched any TV show? You just look through binoculars and you can see anything, everywhere.
Is it like that zoom and enhance thing that people keep on talking about on
exactly.
CBS?
Exactly.
Yes, we abandoned Bow Wow to his owner, E-Tap. Her owner? Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah.
Bow Wow is something. I think Bow Wow was a he.
No, I think it's a she.
I don't remember.
Anyway, the chain chomp's gone. And now on the Mchan screen we have this lovely date scene. Something about seagulls.
Yeah, these seagulls are RNG. It's very important.
People keep on telling us to repeat the fact that seagulls are RNG.
You can see, like, they're all over the place for Mchan right now. Like, that
Oh,
one
no,
is
now
just,
he's
like, in
diving.
the water. Look
He's
at that
going for it.
seagull.
He sees food, man. He's going. He's going straight for Link's face.
He wants to wreck that date so bad.
I'm coming in, lads.
Oh, he gets the saving quit on acquiring Marin. It's fine because she's imaginary, so we can treat her as an object. In both the literal and figurative sense. But now we're gonna go get a bunch of pictures with Marin.
This date doesn't exist.
Marin's a seagull, but you'll never know that because we can't get perfect endings. We died to shopkeeper.
It has to happen.
WhiteWolfos going on her date. But yeah, this is a neat little picture. I think it's one of the nicer scenes. We're gonna do some just saving and quitting while we go and grab all of these. Oh, and interesting to see that Mchan went for the beach anything, and then just didn't grab this cutscene. And didn't see this seashell that's up here. That this one.
Everyone finds.
Yeah,
that,
everyone
right?
knew where that one was. There are 26 seashells in the game, and 24 of them are always acquirable. So we're fine there. Yeah, you'll see on WhiteWolfos' screen. None of those seashells want to get anywhere near that date. They like it more than whatever was going on with Mchan. Here's a picture where the mouse gets a picture of Marin sitting on your face. He was waiting for that at the bottom of a well for some reason. He knew it was gonna happen.
Psychic. We might have to kill him.
I mean, it's his own fault. He has it coming.
But he'll never see it coming.
I mean, yeah, he's trying to take a picture of you.
The photo exonerates us, sir. It's evidence that he's just falling when he takes the picture. There's no pushing.
Yeah, so,
Right, remember what I said about Taran deserving
yeah, so
the
you're on a
bees
date,
chasing
you're
him?
trying to get a nice picture here. And Taran is just like, what's up? And you can just see Link, like, how upset he is. There's a line right across his face. Also on
It's like,
WhiteWolfos' screen, if you notice, Link is a duck temporarily during that picture. It's one of my favorite pictures of that.
Yes, the hero of time, Mallard.
Just oh so stoic. So we needed Marin the entire time, other than, satisfying any of these date fantasies. WhiteWolfos is going for the boots bonk jump. That's pretty nice.
Oh, it's always fun to try.
Yeah, it is faster in the route that they're going for because it saves you a menu, but unfortunately missing it. So really, we just needed Marin this entire time. This whole date was just a ruse, so she would sing to the walrus and wake him up. Looks like they're just gonna go talk to the walrus. We're not gonna see any shenanigans there.
Yeah, what kind of people are we? To just use a lady for her singing voice.
You can actually trigger this cutscene with a bomb trigger from the left-hand side, and it saves some time just because Marin has to, before you regain control, Marin has to re-enter the screen, leave the screen, and since you're all the way on the left-hand side, she's just gone. Like, you'd already be able to walk, but still there.
Now we go on to see a cutscene randomly appear in a desert. Or not a cutscene, a text box. There we go.
Yeah, there's a text box. No one knows why it's there. Although maybe we'll. Okay, no, we won't see it.
Nope, just the text box. Nothing to see here, people.
I was a little bit concerned after they missed the first arrow. So Lambola's in the desert, and dies in 2 arrows as well. And here's something that I don't think anybody was ever expected to find as a kid. I think you were supposed to just like there are 4 heart pieces in this game that I think are just completely unreasonable for anyone to find, and so people would think, there just happens to be 13, heart containers in this game.
Sucks to be you, no symmetry. But in reality, there is symmetry, and the game was just made incredibly difficult.
Yeah, they expected after telling you at some point that you could just clank your sword against walls to find breaks in it, just to do it on every wall you could find ever.
It's literally just bashing your head against walls until you, oh wait, I think I hear something different. The slightly different pitched clink.
Yeah, that's what that sounds like. But anyway, we're
heading up to go trigger a cutscene up here.
Yeah, so fun thing about heart containers is that, and actually a really nice thing, especially in particular to this heart container, it makes it easier. It doesn't mean we'd have to come back for it, because we do have, if you do, so yeah, you do a bomb trigger on a map with a piece of heart, and or a room with a piece of heart in it, and you just pick it up, trigger the cutscene, and it just happens, which is really nice.
Why don't we do that for the heart piece and log cave, actually?
Because we need the bombs.
Well, we refill them later, don't we? They wouldn't be short.
Yeah, we need the extra bombs probably. Also because a horizontal bomb trigger is much more finicky.
True.
But
alright, so Link picking up a song that he'll never use.
I mean, he'll never use it on his ocarina.
Yeah. I mean, let's confess something though. It's incredible that he's able to just pick up the song while listening to it at the same time as playing it.
I mean, like, this isn't even, I think, the more like, Ocarina of Time, like...
No, but there's somebody teaching you, not singing
Yeah,
it.
but Sheik is playing, like, she teaches you, like, 7 notes, like 8 at most, right? And then immediately after, you break out into an entire jam session with her. Like, just rocking out, and he's like, no one taught you the rest of this, you just improv the whole rest of, like, the Serenade of Water.
I personally
Minuet of the
think that
Forest.
that's the Magic Ocarina doing magical things. That's my opinion.
It's not like Majora's Mask, you don't have infinite tries at it. Time is flowing forward and just 7-year differences at all times.
Yes, I want to go see 56-year-old Link going to fight Ganon. Oh wait, we did. That's called Twilight Princess. He's dead.
Yeah, Link. Ocarina of Time Link sure is dead in that game.
But hey, he sure teaches you how to stab people in the head real good.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, the most important trick of the game is coming up here.
He's not going for it.
Oh, rip.
I'm not gonna watch Mchan's
Denied.
stream ever. Let's see. So we're in D4. It's the swimming dungeon. Because the route changes, we'll see. Just because of what Mchan knows, we might see a very different set of rooms in here than we normally see in a lot of the other races that we've been showcasing.
No, because I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
I don't know if he
transfer,
does
maybe.
the boss key skip, which would be interesting because I don't remember how those rooms go. Definitely doesn't fight cue ball because I only picked up one small key. Might do the p-hack Link, but so we're gonna do this. They used this earlier to get a seashell to enter D3. It's a trick called Jesus jumping. There is one or it might be 2 frames that when you jump onto water, it creates a little splash animation, and it does that for like 2 frames. And during those frames, like if you pause it again, you can do an input. And jumping is one of them, transitioning is another. And then because you transitioned and you just fall straight in the water, you open the save and quit menu. And that respawns Link when he kind of pops out of the water. And during that, you have a frame to act out of that, which is fine because out of any menu in the game, you can buffer something. So you can just buffer the jump and you just jump straight over and skip having to fight everyone's favorite mini-boss, which is unfortunate.
And now you see Wolfos is winning because she got obstacle skip.
Yeah, but...
Not only that, did she also tried to knock Papal off the mountainside, which is real helpful.
Partially doesn't work like that. Okay, so Mchan going for a skip. I really like this trick. It's really cool. Putting the sword on the wrong button again. So yeah, you do a super jump off that wall, flank the P-hat, and you just bounce up there instead of going through a long, silly section. So that's nice.
There's an alternative strat to that where you bonk off the P-hat, go on the other side of the pot, and then you do a super jump over the pot to do the same thing that just happened.
So here's the anglerfish. Oh, unfortunately not getting the tech skip, but
Yeah, it happens. Wait, you can text skip the anglerfish?
Yeah, you open your menu, or you kill him before the text box shows up.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
To
but
be
yeah,
honest,
shoot
I
him
forgot that anglerfish had a text box.
yeah, you shoot him with 3 bomb arrows and he's gone.
Alternatively, 1 spin slash and 2 bomb arrows.
Yes, which if Wolfos might go for it. If you clip into a wall in those 2D sections and fall down right against the water, you'll carry all of your momentum into the water. You won't lose a bunch of speed quickly. And yeah, so now we're off to get either second best song or worst song.
That's all the songs are terrible except for Tall Tall Heights.
No, Frog Song of the Soul, man. They have a rock session jam. It's great.
It's 2 frogs. There's not even a guitar. There's no drum set.
That's the drums are Wart's heart. But
yeah,
we're mamboing right now.
It's having an arrhythmia. Is what it's doing. It's offbeat.
Yeah, this fish is dying. But he's teaching us the most useful song in the game, especially if you want to accidentally kill a boss and warp back to the start. So Mambo's Mambo lets you mambo all the way back to Mambo's Pond, which is
inexplicably
right above the witch's hut.
In the middle of a large set of plains. There is the property of a sunfish.
Yeah,
Why has that not been explained yet?
Listen, Mambo owns it, rents the house next door to Tracy, who sells her magical medicine.
What kind of racket is this?
There's a lot of drug racketeering in this imaginary world. It's a dream.
Does it sell
anyway, Wolfo's got that dive.
Oxycontin?
Wolfo's got that dive earlier that I was talking about. That was really sick.
It's
I
not bad.
should talk about it. So now, Mchan is being followed by a ghost. And ghosts are annoying. And, okay, doing something
He's skipping the,
Well, didn't even bother bomb triggering that event, so I'm a bit curious.
I
Might
wonder
go
how
way
he's...
back?
Hmm.
I'm curious as to... Oh, might do it, might just do it around D5, just because, definitely
He's there
probably not
again.
going for really hookshot. Wolfo's getting Mambo song correctly, while all the blood rushes to your head, so you can't remember hearing it.
No, the water's actually above you. The black part is the water, it's the ocean above you. And the blue stuff below is the sky.
Alright, but then how do the fish breathe?
They're airfish. Haven't you ever played Echo?
Okay, yeah, but Link isn't a dolphin. There are no magical dolphins in this game.
How do you
But
know?
anyway,
There's chain
this ghost.
chomps.
This
There's Goombas. This guy sucks. He keeps on bugging us. Saying,
Yeah,
I
well-
want to go see this. I want to go see that. And we have to put up with his
you gotta
garbage.
bring him back to his house, then you gotta bring him back to his grave. Oh, you know what? They're not doing things because they're gonna go get the ghost seashell that happens later. So we want to do a bunch of stuff that's kind of on the way to bring the ghost there, and then it's like, okay, well I saw my house, that's cool. Take me to my grave, which is like buried away from everyone else because I guess like this ghost was as rude and obnoxious in life as in death, so they just buried him away from everyone else, so even his spirit couldn't bug anyone, but he still bugs Link and makes him not able to go anywhere with a text box. And if you keep him out long enough, and Wolfos is going for another set of bomb triggers, so you drop 2 bombs, alternating frames within pits, trigger cutscenes, because you can't really have 2 bombs on the screen at the same time, so one of them blows up.
She gets a bra for her efforts.
Yeah, and you blow that up and you get a bra, which she's then going to use on a mermaid. So Link becomes not a pervert, and
No, she asked us to go down there and put the bra on.
yeah, no, but like with your eyes closed. But if you swim underwater on the screen, she'll call you a pervert.
I will also wish to point out something that somebody in US 1.2 it turns into a necklace. Somebody in chat just pointed out something. Isn't the windfish a fish that breathes air in the sky?
The windfish is a whale. Mamo is not a whale. The windfish is a mammal, not a fish. It's a misnomer. Hate you, chat. So we're getting a picture for the ghost. We're finally done with this. So we gotta get a selfie. The rat's just like, hey, look at this cool grave. Let me take a picture of it. Ghost just show up on film.
This is Fatal Frame, don't you know?
You know, sad the entire time. Is finally smiling.
He's happy that you finally returned him to his resting place. Woke him up just for a photo, and he's so glad that he's gonna curse the rest of your run.
But yeah, so now we're gonna do a color dungeon. I hope that they've been paying attention to the route and have chosen the Lord and Savior of all runs, Blue Tunic. It decreases your chance of dying, so it's better.
Oh yes.
That's the lore.
And you know, it just looks better, period, in my opinion. The blue is so much softer on the eyes.
Yeah, the blue is swag. And so you see that these graves don't like to be moved. Their hitboxes are finicky. Like the one on the bottom left, you have to push right up against the bottom left of it, actually, or the bottom right of it, or it won't work. You have to do this really hard quiz, which I always thought was like, but wait, how could you ever get this wrong? They asked you like, I am red and he is blue, or I am blue and he is red. What color are we?
Not realizing that people could play this in black and white, huh?
Yeah, well, the reason is because so LADX came on a black Game Boy cart, and the black Game Boy carts could be played on the original Game Boy. They would still work. And that meant you could go into the color dungeon, and the game was coded as such that if you went in there, no matter what you answered, even if you answered that the right one was always blue and the left one was always red, which they are, you could never be right, and it wouldn't let you do the color dungeon. But that's the reason why that's there. It's pretty nifty. It's kind of like the advanced shops and like Seasons and stuff, or Seasons and Ages, where just new hardware got different things. But it doesn't look like that there, or at least Mchan isn't going to, as you see, Wolfos, Mambo.
Hold on, wait. I'm getting a report from the director that we apparently can't answer their quiz on a Game Boy original because they simply say something along the lines of "You can't see color, so shoo, get out."
Oh. I was told the wrong things by someone. That's sad.
We're misinformed. Or were we gaslit?
I don't know. But you can't answer the question. It's a console lockout. Got that part right at least.
Yeah.
Just despawn them with the fire rod. It's easier.
A reminder that, you know, arrows are effective against stone.
Yeah, that is a stone Hinox. He's way cooler than regular Hinox because he can throw rocks, but also has the same HP, so it doesn't matter.
2 shots, bam.
And I was gonna see if Wolfos having some menuing problems right now.
I see one of the reasons why.
Yeah,
that,
Ocarina makes
but Ocarina is right in the middle, which sucks.
Yeah, so Ocarina, you have to select songs, but you know, instead of having any other button to push or something like that, you have to push left and right. And the problem with that is that every time you hit Ocarina, you have to push up or down to get to anything else and just kind of menu around it. So the fact that we have it makes everything terrible. Mchan moves on to a hard puzzle. It's much harder if you hit anything else, and like that's just like the fastest solution. But if you hit anything else and like you're a kid, you can just get stuck in that room forever. Moving on to the boss of Color Dungeon. Arrows are great.
I never figured out the gimmick to this guy. All I just figured was that there's colors.
You just hit him, and then he just keeps yelling at you on about danger levels or whatever. You actually got to see one of the text boxes during the fight. He's like, orange means like alert, red means danger. And so now we get to pick between 2 tunics, blue and red. Red is ugly. Does more damage and gives your sword a knockback. Blue lets you take half damage, and Mchan is a hero. Take half damage, less chance of dying, effectively double hearts. Stacks with Guardian Acorn for extra damage reduction. So good.
Let's say extra damage. It turns into crits.
Yeah, all damage is crits though. So, but it's great. It's much more pleasing to look at. Red Tunic is loud and aggressive. Blue Tunic is cool and calm.
I see Spear's just really happy in the chat.
Yeah. There is the newer route in the older routes that they're doing right now. Blue Tunic is lower, unfortunately, but in the newer routes at least, theoretically, Blue Tunic is about even. Theoretically.
Oh no, Wolfos is getting just massacred by these bomb dropping fairies.
Yeah. So Mchan is it's going to get a heart piece that I don't know how they expected you to find. Who in the world would ever swim over here?
So my theory is that they expected you to go over literally every tile in this game.
Yeah, it's either that or because this game was originally supposed to be a Game Boy port of...
Wolfos takes a death on Blob.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully still has the powder. Okay, still has the powder
Just
to do this. And there are powder drops in the room beforehand. But, because this game was originally supposed to be a Link to the Past for the Game Boy, it could have been that they just kind of, like, had things in places and then just kept them there before they could, like, figure it out from the old Link's Awakening, so... Game Boy Color, much more powerful system. Definitely probably could have actually made a Link to the Past. Okay, so yeah, now... Oh no, Mchan is not... Gotta get up there, and oh man, that's some good mashing.
I can't do that.
It's really hard to do. But I play this on an emulator and just keyboard it. Does Wolfos have enough? Okay, so...
Oh my god,
so
wait, what is this? That actually happens?
Yes! That's what happens when you run out during the fight.
Oh my god, that's incredible!
Yeah, so, again, seeing things we've never seen before.
Airdrop fairy, jeez! What is this,
That's pretty
dungeon?
nifty. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that in, like, 15 years.
I've never seen that,
actually,
ever.
Probably, maybe, no. Wait, when the hell did I got this when I was... Maybe like 18 years. This game is old.
No, we're old. The game is not old.
It's pretty old!
You're older than the game, just remember that. But man, that's innovative for its time. Man,
Yeah,
if only Facade had that.
Yeah, but who would ever run out of the 60 bombs you would have?
Well, yeah, now, but not in no scoop.
Yeah, there's plenty of bomb drops in that category. So fun thing about the room Wolfos is going to, and we're actually going to see all of D5 because there's no early hookshot shenanigans. So we'll get to see our good friend Master Stalfos a lot. Early hookshot does save just the trick itself, saves like a minute and a half in this dungeon alone.
Because you have to fight Master Stalfos just...
You have to go all around this dungeon a lot. This dungeon is absolute worst, and not having Red Tunic here, I believe, slows down the rest of the dungeon, maybe? Or
no, actually. It doesn't make any difference in the combat of the dungeon if you have the boomerang. And it makes...
Yeah, they don't have the boomerang, so...
Yeah, so you'd be using the hookshot to kill things, which isn't that bad.
Yeah, but the early part, so technically Red does save some time with dealing with the Stalfos that are just around. So we're gonna see, let's see if Mchan gets the nice setup here where you kind of wait, throw a bomb up to the top. Nah, it just looks like it's gonna fight Stalfos normally. There's a cool setup that you can do, and that's a pretty good setup. You can get an instant kill on him basically if you wait until a certain music cycle, or right as his shadow is coming down, you throw the bomb against the wall, you hit him into the bomb, drop a bomb next to him, and he's done.
Really? The shadow's the...
That's the Q I use.
The Q? Huh.
Yeah,
Never knew that there was a Q on the shadow.
Like the second the shadow, like the instant the shadow appears, that's the Q I use.
I'll have to remember that when the tournament ends and I go back to running the terrible category. On the other hand, Wolfos got Red Tunic. I see she shows Charizard.
Yeah, so Blastoise is better than Charizard.
You and me gonna have fighting words.
I mean, like, in Gen 1, that argument could be made. Because Blastoise could learn Blizzard, and
Oh yeah.
Blizzard was busted.
Yeah.
Fire didn't resist ice. That got nerfed.
I got nerfed to the ground.
Yeah, that's a 120 base power move with 90 accuracy that can freeze 30% of the time and is super effective. And not
Jesus
resisted by anything. It was so good.
Hey, look, we got a
Oh man, we
got a
dumped.
Beetlejuicing here in chat. Yeah, man, you were OP back in 1994, Blastoise.
Hell yeah. Yeah. What did Charizard have? Didn't even have Belly Drum. Terrible Pokemon. No
Why would you do
stats
Belly
that
Drum?
synced with the stats. What? Drumzard was. Never mind. Back to the Link's Awakening. So, Mchan just did a really hard jump a minute ago. First try too. To skip having hookshot to get the boss key and backtrack through the room. That's really tricky to do. And where is WhiteWolfos going?
Wolfos is going to go do early masters.
Oh my
early
God.
master? Mirror.
Magnifying lens.
Magnifying lens. Thank you. Words. Start with the letter M. Everything is
so
over.
if you jump off of this and do 11 select buffers and 16 start buffers, it's some crazy number like that.
No. So it's 6 map
Or
buffers.
6 map buffers.
And then a lot of menu buffers.
Yeah,
That's the way I think.
think it's 16 or something like that. But you'll land on this, and actually could save WhiteWolfos. Definitely could make WhiteWolfos up a lot of time here. Mchan going back for that chest doesn't quite have 300 rupees. So one thing that is very important is that. And okay, so maybe WhiteWolfos can save this and gets the
Save.
rupee. That's good. So this is gonna allow WhiteWolfos to pick up Boomerang. And
Boomerang is busted. More busted than the
Boomerang is
Blastoise was in
good.
Gen 1.
Yeah, Blastoise wasn't even that good. He's not even a psychic type. But anyway, so Boomerang, very strong weapon, and will let you get a do a trick for early Oh, you know what? I haven't seen. I'm just thinking here. Mchan hasn't gone back to get you know, he'll do that after this dungeon with hookshot. Hasn't gone to get this picture yet. I'm used to seeing it in the other direct order, because Mchan's doing an older route. But if WhiteWolfos goes for early hookshot and gets it, then that'll be good. So this boss right here that Mchan is fighting, this is why Red Tunic sucks. And Mchan not getting great cycles on this guy. Just
There
kinda
he goes.
mashing.
At least he didn't get the fake out.
Had really favorable RNG with that fight too.
That was nice. I wish I could get that kind of luck.
Yeah, so WhiteWolfos, instead of completing Dungeon 5 or going to Dungeon 5, is gonna grab the Boomerang, possibly get a early hook shot, skipping the dumb jump that Mchan got on the first try. And skipping fighting Master Stalfos 3 additional times.
Also, to mention, she is getting another seashell. And here she's gonna get up to 100 rupees, 113 rupees. Combining that with the rupee chest and D5 is gonna give her the 300 that she needs to get the frog thing sold later.
Which you need. There are different rupee routes that have shown up recently, but this one's one of the older ones. It's technically slower because you have to go back at weird points, but there were some weird things with Color Dungeon that let you get up to 300, but it might be preference. I'm not actually sure what the time differences are for that.
Yeah.
But so now WhiteWolfos has Boomerang, and it's gonna be heading back to D5, while Mchan goes and does what WhiteWolfos just did, grabs this picture, and then we'll be grabbing the magnifying lens without having to do all those buffers because they have hookshot. And so, if WhiteWolfos gets this trick first try, we'll still be behind Mchan, but we'll have made up
A lot of time.
a lot of time. Because as you saw, D5 is a very long and arduous dungeon, and it sucks. But if you could skip pretty much all of it, do it. Someone find a way to make Boomerang faster in no scoop, and I'll be very happy because I don't like D5. D5 is where I lose all of my time.
They did. It's called Hundo.
It's called Hundo. So, actually, I'll talk about this mechanic with the Helmosaurs, just because Wolfos is going through. So, Helmosaurs, you can't hit them in the direction that their mask is facing. But what the game checks to determine whether or not you're doing that is the direction you're hitting on the D-pad. If that's facing the direction their mask is facing, well, obviously you're hitting them from behind. So, you can just jump in the air, do a spin slash, and hold the direction they're facing, and they'll die. So Wolfos is going for this. So the way this works is, and you can actually see it in the transition, is that the key...
Turns into the hook shot.
So Master Stelphos, if he dies, is programmed to drop a small key. Wolfos is lining themselves up. In that room specifically, the 4th room where he dies, and ooh, almost got it. All small keys turn into hook shots because Master Stelphos doesn't run away before you kill him. You can actually kill him in every single room in this game with bomb arrows. However, you have to fight him again every time you go back in, so it's not worth it. But if you really like the mini-boss music, you can just go through the rest of the dungeon while hearing it. And basically the goal of this trick is to use the boomerang to pull that key behind you, so it's sitting on the other side of the transition. And then you pick it up in the next room, which turns it into the small key. Now, unfortunately, every time you mess it up, you waste about 18 seconds, but again, it does save a minute and a half, so you got quite a bit of time to get this, as Mchan gets their boomerang, trades in their shovel, they don't need it anymore, and Mambo's all the way back, and Wolfos just missing it again. Fortunately, has not picked up the key before transitioning. If that happens, it's a lot of time loss, mostly because you went for the trick in the first place. Like, at a minimum, you lost 18 seconds over having not tried it. Or I guess it's not quite that, but just almost getting it. It is a very hard trick. It is something very recently incorporated into runs because early magnifying lens was discovered. Otherwise, you'd have no reason to go get it.
Yeah, there are different setups that you could do to try to make it more...
and there we go. Gets it.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Jeez.
There are a bunch of placebos.
Well, placebos. I think Node's thing actually works.
Node's thing works because it resets D values in the room, and because of drop tables, change how your priority of picking things up. So that's part of it, is that exiting the room and retrying it if you got any drops. More consistent. But there are some it used to be a buffered setup, but it was a lot of buffers, a lot, and it didn't save anywhere near as much time. And then they found a somewhat bufferless setup, which is not super bad. And
it's one menu, so that way you could switch to the boomerang.
Yeah, it's a menu to switch to boomerang, and I think before it was 22 buffers, so that's 44 seconds of buffering. It was some gross number.
And here we have the worst song, because it's a bunch of frogs singing. Give me the Triple King song from Shovel Knight. That's better. Anyways, I must make a correction in one of my statements. The position is actually attributed to Sagas14.
Yeah, I was talking about leaving the room and re-entering, which Dode definitely posted that video.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, I was talking about you have the very edge of your hat on the door, and then you...
Oh yeah, that was definitely
hit the boomerang
Sagas.
and jump, and then you transition back afterwards.
That was definitely Sagas. Who... just raced at 10 AM or something like that? Or did...
who's?
Sagas.
Was he today?
No, tomorrow.
Is it?
I think so, or it might be Saturday.
We can check.
Everyone watch it. He's promised he has a new route for every race. To me, without saying it, I can tell.
9 AM Eastern Daylight Time.
Okay, 9 AM. That'll be, everyone wake up for that. That'll be a good time.
The man has to stop at some point. He's forced us to change routes like 5 different times over the past month and a half. No one can keep up. He showed up to the first first showcase race and had a completely different route change.
I made a new route. Bye. And it was faster, probably. Wolfo's having some problems with this boss.
Yeah, it's
a lot of health, so it should be okay. Slime Eel definitely not being as... So, why Red Tunic is slower? So, Piece of Power and Red Tunic give you this knockback effect, which gives bosses iframes. While you do more damage, Slime Eel takes 8 hits, not 8 hearts of damage to kill. And so, yeah, more iframes means less time to get in 2 cycles, and it's slow. And so now we're doing Rooster Skip. Basically, well, when you hookshot, you have 1 frame to jump out of it. Conveniently, there is a buffered setup for it, which makes the trick way easier.
It seemed like it was kind of close.
Yeah, so, and sometimes you have the wrong sub-pixel, you'll fall into the pit anyway, but your hookshot will have to clank against the wall, go there, go all the way back, and then retract for what seems like forever. And it sucks. So yeah, Wolfos still made up about probably, I'll say like 45 seconds overall. This was way further behind, just because of early hookshot saving all that time. And it's still... as long as they don't have any problems with Rooster Skip... Okay, so the cameraman is being obnoxious again.
And now we assassinate him.
He doesn't get assassinated, he just...
Look, that's a push!
Fell.
That's a push!
He fell!
I mean, the court can't prove anything.
You were nowhere near him!
Yeah, because it's taken while he's falling.
You watched him walk back, he kept stepping back.
Yeah, there's no evidence.
Fell off the bridge.
The player doesn't exist in this universe.
This mouse has committed suicide. Okay, so we get to see some rooms that we never get to see because Mchan does not do the bomb trigger to get this heart container, which I think is interesting because they did the other bomb trigger to get a heart container. So yeah, that's where you're supposed to find that. That one's a little bit obvious because it's kind of those alcoves that you're like, oh, I should go poke my sword here because there could be a wall here.
Yeah, one of the easier hidden heart pieces.
Yeah, but we're moving on to a D8. As everyone knows, the way you count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 7, 6.
Perfect math. Congratulations,
numbers
you're being hired as the count for Sesame Street.
There you go. So
I'm having trouble with words.
So we have I'm gonna talk to Magic Bat for the last time. He's gonna burden us with a curse of just having more powder than we ever needed when we only need 3 more powder for the rest of the run, technically. Although it's nice to have more because you can just sort of mash powder and be silly for a while. Although Mchan doesn't want to have any fun. And you know what? I wonder if Mchan, because Mchan hasn't been doing many bomb triggers.
You think he might fight the dragon? The turtle
rock song actually played.
Oh my god.
So that was Flame Skip. If you clip into the wall, just boots at it, you'll go really fast, and it won't knock you back as much. And during your iframes, you just kind of wiggle right past it. And so yes,
he is.
So, this is Turtle Rock. And
unlike every other Legend of Zelda game, there's actually a turtle in the rock.
It wakes up, and you have to fight it. And no, you don't. You just walk right past it. Its hitbox doesn't spawn until like it gets all the way out and starts fighting. And since he woke it up the normal way, it has a bunch of health and like whatever. If you wake it up with bomb triggers to trigger that animation, it has 1 HP. But if you kill it, it doesn't die. So I don't know what Mchan's pathing through this dungeon.
He's doing old D8, I think. Like the old 20%.
So. Yeah, I think the old school route is what he's gonna do, but we'll see.
Yeah, he is. There's no doubt in my mind that's what he's doing.
I mean, I think there still could be something weird about it. He might not do the Jesus jumps. It might take a different way to get to the boss. And is doing hookshot strats in this room.
Oh,
which
and
I
down
think
he
for a
goes.
bit were considered faster, or something like that. This was definitely an old strat before going back to the other room and doing like the super jump to get into Bueno's room. But P-hats happen.
Yeah. Now he's free to go move on. There's that
Yep.
quick super jump up there.
Yeah.
Easy as you like. Oh, and he actually made that. That was ridiculously close.
Yeah, I'm gonna attribute that to having the better tunic, which is more resistant to fire.
Right, because blue is
mean-
effective against red.
Yeah.
That's how the color wheel works, right?
So welcome back to Pokemon, to LADX Red and LADX Blue version race. As you can see, Blue is winning because it's better. As Wolfos is going for Rooster Skip.
Mchan gets the magic rod, not the fire rod. This isn't Link to the Past, I swear.
And
And you shoot magic, not fire.
that. This is Super Mario Zelda edition. If you haven't paid attention to any of the characters, you wake up and Mario's already like in your house.
Mario gives you your shield.
Yeah, and then like you can meet Luigi. He's hanging out with the roosters for I don't know why.
Because he wants to find the magic rooster.
There are
Which is
Goombas.
dead, but he doesn't realize this.
Yeah, but it gets back up.
Well, after you play magic,
Or if you just beat D7 or open it in any way. So here's Cue Ball.
Cue Ball's dead.
Cue Ball's great. He's a mini boss with a weak point in his back, but your Spin Slash will just hit it. And so that's what happens to Cue Ball. You have to see more of it than a lot of the other runners because they would. The newer route has the level 2 sword. Here is a I guess it's a puzzle. Simple
Roomba.
Hamiltonian paths. I think there are. What is it? I think Spice did a Spice Father did a thing figuring out how many actual legal solutions to that there are. I think there are 27.
Jesus Christ. And we only ever do one as runners.
Everyone kind of does their own. It's no faster. It's whichever one lets you at the end jump over towards it better.
Definitely
So,
not the one that I do. I'll tell you that.
I mean, like I do a different one than like other people. Like everyone just kind of does their own. Some people like to just also mess it up all the time. And okay, is doing the Jesus
Love
jump.
it.
So when you Jesus jump, as with a lot of things, or the pit buffering earlier, it'll push you down when it's supposed to drown you. So it actually clips you into the wall that lets you do the super jump that lets you enter Hothead's room. And so Hothead's a boss with random numbers of HP, and there is a frame perfect like kind of lock on him where you can just get him stuck in his second phase, and he'll take a lot of fire magic rod hits to kill. Saw that earlier in the tournament when
Something about
Spice Father was having a good time.
lava.
What?
Said something about lava.
I just know it happens because it happened to me once, and then Cravone explained it.
Yeah, so
that.
you've seen somebody scream maddening things at that happening because he didn't understand.
It's in a rando.
No, it wasn't in a rando.
No, for me it was in a rando.
Oh.
Wolfos is gonna lose her shield, I think.
No, because she doesn't have a shield equipped.
Yeah. He's not.
And
Is she
Wolfos
gonna
and
die?
at the same
Is she gonna
time.
die?
I hope not. Oh, Jesus
she doesn't have the
Christ!
health for flame skip.
Just take the
She's gonna have
death.
to
It's
die and
fine.
then try it again. Oh,
no, in the pit. Oh my
Wolfos
god.
is not having the best of runs. I feel bad.
It's a late night. Let's just say that. Because I know for
Yeah,
her
it's,
it's like 11:20 or something.
It's 11:20 on the East Coast. I don't know where Wolfos
Oh
or
no,
Mchan are
don't
located.
die, please! My heart can't take it. Take out your sword. I think the time is more favorable for Mchan.
Yeah, so moving on to the next dungeon, D7. We've already gotten the key, which is great.
Because Rooster Skip.
Yeah. Although, you know, you did Rooster Skip, right? Technically, reverse Rooster Skip, think, it's faster, only if you're going to D8. So you just gotta do reverse Rooster Skip.
No, you're just trying to advocate for people to meme more in races. That's what this is.
I mean, Spice told me that reverse routes just get us faster.
And you trust Spice?
Yes. I will trust Spice. I will trust anything that someone has told me once.
Red is better than blue.
That's incorrect. Because Dragon told me that, and I don't believe things he says. On principle.
I see, so there's a hierarchy in your trust issues, right?
On principle, it's best not to trust him.
That's mean.
Anyway, memeing Dragon aside.
There's a nice trick that Wolfos is going to be doing right here, where she's going to line up with a certain pixel.
Yes.
And she's going to use a combination of the hook shot, the feather, and transitioning down.
I'm wondering why she jumped back down, because all she had to do was feather and then tap right, because she wasn't quite lined up with the pixel yet. So you jump and you line yourself back up, and then hook shot on B, feather on A, then the button priority. Yeah, I'm not sure why she keeps resetting it like that.
She's using an alignment on the bottom, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
She's going back to old strats.
Yeah, so going back to old strats. It is a hard trick, but basically what it lets you do is it kind of lets you super jump grapple over a block, which sounds ridiculous because it is. It's a 2-pixel window, I want to say.
It is. It's
either tough.
There's a spot on the wall where it's right next to it, and then the pixel next to that one.
Yeah, and you have to have your hook shot on B and your feather on A, because otherwise, when you jump, you won't do the feather. So now, so normally, D7, you're supposed to carry a smasher ball around and break these pillars.
Jesus, a smashing speed, this guy.
And he's got really good mashing. I still think my favorite way of bomb triggering this room I saw the other day, where they bomb triggered with the explosion on that wall and dropping a bomb in the pit. Which, that was the swaggest thing I think I've ever seen, and it was so cool.
I don't know, I'll argue you that Dragon's attack on the pillars with the ball and then bomb triggering the last one is pretty good.
Damn it, Dragon, why?
Because he's a hero.
He is a hero, Dragon Sea hero. Anyway, so yeah, you skip a lot of D7. You pick up that one seashell that's in this dungeon. This is just in the way, or on the way, I guess.
Out of the way a little bit. Yeah, there's an anti-Kirby, not a Kirby. Chock full of references in this game, aren't we?
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what strategy. Okay, it looks like Mchan is going for the P-Hat Clank.
He could get stuck here.
You can, well, you can use your grappling hook to get yourself set up for a wall clip on the top if you go over by accident. And you can also flock clip yourself back out of the room, although you only have one shot to do that. So, but now we have Evil Eagle, which is a boss fight. I'm going to assume that Mchan is going for the Fire Rod quick kill, although does also have the grapple hook equipped. So the way this works, and basically, if you have save and quit during the game, for whatever reason, your shots can extend beyond the bottom of the screen. And because of that, man, Mchan's actually on, like, gonna have a really good time at the end of this, I think. Only got one dungeon left and then the egg.
Yeah. Also for the chat, apparently Kirby was released a year before the original version of this game. So Kirby after Kirby. Kirby. Words. I can't English anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna retire for the night.
Maybe for the best. But anyway, so when you shoot, when you damage Evil Eagle, it goes off the top of the screen. His Y position then resets to the bottom of the screen, but his X position doesn't change until he re-enters the screen. So his coordinates won't change, so you can just shoot down, and you'll just kind of hit him there. And the cue for the Fire Rod, I know, is as the Talon is leaving the screen, so it's really consistent. You just kind of mash it sometimes. Yeah. WhiteWolfos did a different solution to that puzzle, jumped over there, was closer to the chest.
Hookshot's a little more finicky with when you can shoot it, I think.
Yeah,
'Cause I've
hookshot's
tried it both
different.
ways.
That's newer because now we do everything in order. Yeah, except for D5. D5 comes after D6.
And now here we go, having another picture that people were just supposed to know about.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about that one, but, for the cameraman has died and his sprite is white, and has definitely nothing to do with,
The fact that he's
probably-
a ghost or a skeleton
yeah.
or dead.
Or just, you know, palettes allowed in that room.
No, he's dead.
There are set colors that are allowed on sprites in this game. It's definitely noticeable in randomizers when you enter rooms, and we randomize dungeon palettes, and things are just very different colors. Hothead having a variable amount of health for whatever reason.
Ooh, but that's a nice clean kill on Wolfos' screen.
Very, very good. Very good Hothead.
Don't jump for the thing. There you go.
Mchan is moving on to Armos Maze.
Best part of the run, said no one ever.
No, it's at least okay here because we have a lot of health. He has blue tunic, so these things don't even do damage to him.
Yeah, but it's still a pain to navigate.
Yeah, it's a maze.
Maybe we
What
should
do you
just go play
expect?
Minish Cap, or we could turn them off and push them.
Yeah, but then we'd have to go and turn them off, and that's slow.
Ah, but you get to turn tiny, which is cool.
But it's slow. That's not fast. That's the opposite of fast.
Turning tiny is not the opposite of
We can
fast.
also
Going...
just wall clip straight past them, like Mchan just did. So, you know,
You can't do that for all of them.
you can do that for, like, most of them. All the important ones.
2 of them.
And so,
Oh, and he's going for
interesting.
feathers.
So Mchan is doing
old school strats.
really, like, I'm really confused because Mchan has Fire Rod, and Fire Rod wrecks this guy.
I don't think he knows that.
Someone should tell Mchan that after the race that Fire Rod wrecks this dude. There are boot strats also that are pretty fast. And if you have, you know, like, I'm not sure if Red Tunic lets level 1 sword just damage it with regular slashes. I haven't actually ever tried that.
I think level 2 sword is the thing you need. Not
level 2 sword can damage it
one
straight
sword
up.
is unique.
Arrows can do it, but arrows, for whatever reason, do really low damage to Armos Knight.
Well, it's because he's wearing armor.
Well, yeah, I mean, this entire area, so the only thing that can kill the regular Armos are, arrows, or, I guess, Bow Wow. And the game conditions you to want to use arrows against Armos Knight to the point where I remember reading a guide, like, way back, and so, like, oh, the way you can kill Armos Knight is, well, you have to shoot him with arrows, it's the only thing that can damage him. And, you know, it's, you know, the 1990s, and I'm just like, okay, that sounds about right, because I can't figure out how to hurt him. I'm 8.
I would suppose that Fire Emblem was made after this, and they made the adjustment that they went, hey, look, we can damage knights with magic, and it's super effective. That works.
I mean, depends on when Genealogy of the Holy War came out that had weapon triangles and everything.
Let's not get into the timeline of Fire Emblem. We're already off track enough.
I'm talking about release dates, man.
Do we really want to find this out while Mchan gets a level 2 sword?
Yeah, no, this is good. So, fun fact about 2D sections, because their route, this is the only time they do it. 2D sections do not change your save and quit position. This is only relevant in 2 spots in the overworld, I believe. Oh, I guess, no, wait, because you can't be there. Yeah, 3 spots, actually. The Fisherman, an entrance to Canley Castle we never got to see, and here. And it's really convenient here because you enter the cave that goes to D6, and you just jump down here, you go grab your level 2 sword, save and quit, and you're right back at the cave. And everything's good, and he re-enters it for whatever reason. I don't know. But then you just go up here, and we have D6, their final dungeon. It's nice that every race I've had to cast has had no route differences between either runner, other than Mchan doing some definitely older strats.
Oh my god, this is like my PB in any percent.
You should work on that.
Yeah, I would if Spearster would get off my case about running Hundo. You heard me, Red. I'm calling you out,
Yeah.
Spear.
Yeah, so, fun fact about, Mchan's room, if you hold up and to the left the entire time, you'll just walk right through it, as long as you get below that first wall. And I'm not... Okay, this is,
That's gonna be fun.
I guess what Mchan is doing is fine. You don't need arrows or anything anymore. So... Pick the level 2 bracelet. The level 2 bracelet will, even out the majority of the benefits that Red Tunic gives you. Red Tunic does let you pick up pots faster. And, oh, we're gonna get to see hookshot glitch. So, when you clip into a pot and hookshot it, you're still in the motion of hookshotting. When you're hookshotting, you can't take any damage. The game won't hurt you until you use hookshot again.
It's really neat.
So, it's neat. It isn't any faster than just, like, shooting everything in that room with a bow. And it looks like he's just gonna bomb arrow all of that room instead of some bombs and slashing. These are some strats I haven't seen.
Who needs some...
I guess it doesn't matter, because you don't... I guess you do need...
2 bombs, at least.
5 bombs for facade.
5 bombs for facade, and then
And-
2 bombs to get into the egg,
Well,
but he doesn't really need that.
don't need the bombs at the egg!
It's tradition.
He's played Frog's Song of the Soul, he might not bomb trigger the egg.
I don't have to acknowledge that. There aren't recordings
will.
that we can see at the moment.
I will, there are things you don't get to see. We're getting to see, like, some really solid execution on some very old strats.
That's true.
I'm definitely jealous of his bomb triggers. I cannot mash that well, and picking up a small key, so we are gonna see some...
Something's gonna go very wrong here.
So he's not going for a super jump that skips a lot of d6, he's gonna go fight Smasher.
Okay, we're gonna see Wolfos make up a lot of time here.
Well, not a lot, because... You skip horse heads this way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh. That's disappointing.
But this is the old route that he did before they found out a super jump that is a 3-pixel window, which has a super convenient visual cue for it. The water, it's literally between 2 of the like little white lines that kind of go through the water, so it's really convenient. But yeah, you just fight Smasher, beat him, and it takes you here, so you skip a flock clip. And yeah, it isn't much slower, but it is slower than the super jump, especially if you're not practicing the super jump. If you mess the super jump up, it's really slower. And if you happen to, for whatever reason, go into that eyeball, it's extra super slower.
Alright, here we have the
Wolfos
worst
got
boss in the
most
game.
important trick. Wang boys.
She got it twice, by the way.
Okay. Well, I wasn't looking at Hothead because it was talking about whatever Mchan was doing.
I've been
I don't think
keeping
Mchan went for Wang boys, so he didn't go for obstacle skip either. His run is just invalidated.
all over the
entirely.
place. Big red X's everywhere.
Big red X's.
No picnic
But
basket. For
I mean,
Mchan at the end
he
of the
showed
day.
us Smasher, the most adorable mini boss. Oh, right. They're doing
Extra
D6. I was just like, Wolfos is going to the wrong place. Oh right.
No.
D6 is next. It's so hard to keep track of when there's like 3, 2, 4.
Wait, where's
also
Wolfos going?
Ramon's
What's she
route.
doing? Oh, thank God, she's figured it out.
Yeah. There are a lot of routes to follow for this.
I got scared there for a second.
So Mchan is moving out of the egg. We'll be playing our last Mambo's Mamboing, so I hope everyone enjoys the last of this. Beep, beep, beep. It's gonna move on to the egg.
And here we see the ghost coming back for one last run on Wolfos' screen.
Bye bye, cameraman.
We will forget you always.
It's kind of a jerk. He's really pushy, forcing people into these pictures they may necessarily not want to take, so they can possibly print them out on like a Game Boy printer that nobody owned.
And I mean, he takes pictures of all your bad angles. He makes you look like a frog or a duck.
Yeah, okay, so... he's going for the bomb trigger. And based on okay, so we're gonna be quiet for the windfish as is customary. Okay, so now that now that the windfish has been awoken, his egg has hatched into a dungeon filled with nightmares.
Well, they're infesting the island. There's just
Well,
a
they've
nest
infested
here, pretty
the
much.
windfish's mind because as long as they maintain the dream, they continue to exist, or as the lore goes. So there's a maze inside the windfish's egg. The
It's
way
the same
you're
every
supposed to
time.
do this is the way you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to take the magnifying lens to the library, bonk a book off the shelf with the Pegasus boots, and
And he got Dex.
got the bomb trigger, which I'm upset about
Christ.
because we won't be able to hear it. It's not going for blob quick kill.
You know, with my headphones, that sounded really bad too. And there's his 3. Now we move on to Aghanim and his blue balls.
As Wolfos is moving through Armos maze, unless Aghanim, the last source of real RNG, keeps Mchan here for quite some time. I don't think that we're going to see anyone other than Mchan take victory here.
And that's one blue ball.
There's one.
Two. I had to do it.
We'll just be counting blue balls. Ooh. Wolfos misses the Zorlax jump as now we have 3 blue balls.
The thing that I really miss about this category is how we don't have Bow Wowdy cutscenes.
But we do have this nice, arguably relaxing as, so now we're going for, oh, and he misses it. So if you get a spin slash right as Moldorm is spawning, he'll lock him in place. There's a lot of space for this Moldorm, and his hitbox in this form is super funky. So you're, like, never really in danger of dying to him, but, you know, maybe... I'm just wondering if maybe he'll go full swag, and then, oh no, he won't do a Death'll skip from that. So, the Boomerang one-shots Death'll, but has an absolutely horrid hitbox on his eye.
I've lost the run to it.
Yeah, I thought it was like a joke as a kid because I could never get it, but since the hitbox oscillates, he gets its second hit, so that's very good. So Wolfos is entering D6, as Mchan will be finishing up in a couple seconds, right as the screen fades to white.
And that's him done.
Finishes with the time of 1:33:13:06.
SRL time though?
I mean, I'm going by his timer.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's probably Alt Tab to press dot done. But that's what everyone can see. But yeah.
Oh, not bad at all. Good job, man. We're proud of you.
Yeah, especially with the older strats.
And from Spearster, we're getting that it's 1:33:14 on SRL. Now think about it. How do whales breathe underwater?
They have blowholes. Like, you even ride your blowhole, his blowhole out of the island. Like, And whales don't breathe underwater. They have to breach. They just have really big lungs because you know they're literally the size of a whale because they are whales.
Hey, Mchan, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
So
That wasn't bad at all, man. Jeez.
yeah, especially for some of those strats you were using that are pretty old.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
I have one question for you. Did you know that the fire rod does damage to Armos Knight?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, yes, that is faster than the strategy you went for, but we didn't think you knew about it.
It absolutely rinses him.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Yeah. But yeah, you had a pretty solid run. I loved that you actually played Frog Song of the Soul instead of bomb triggering. That made me happy.
Also singing Smasher.
Yeah. Also getting blue tunic. That was good.
Yeah, I'm not confident enough with doing red tunic strats yet.
You mean to say that blue tunic made you go faster, right? You're gonna confirm Spirius or Siri, right?
Okay, so hang on. Wolfos is going for the super jump, as you just saw that we were just talking about, skipping over, having to go down and around fighting Smasher, and but she gets, as a prize of not fighting Smasher, the chance to lose time in comparison to fighting Smasher, because she gets horse heads. You need both of them to land up, and it's a total 50-50 chance for each horse head thrown. So you have 25% chance every time you throw them to get it.
Six.
And it gets
Six
in
times.
5. Yeah, that's good enough to still be faster, because it is still faster unless you're the world record for it is 34, which is almost certainly slower.
I'm not sure how I'm really. Huh.
So, how close was the race?
You're a dungeon ahead by the end of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's about to finish D6.
Yeah,
Oh,
she had
okay.
some problems in D5 and some of the earlier dungeons, and kept pace through D7. Although your mashing is
It's ridiculous, man. Let's just be honest.
I get that a lot. A lot of people like to say that my mashing is ridiculous.
Like, to be able to consistently get alternate frame drops for bomb triggers is why would you? How? Teach me. Give me your hands.
Oh man. So I don't know if you people know, but this run was actually a PB.
that's good.
Was it?
Yeah.
I could have sworn you got a 132 already.
No. I took a break yesterday, and decided to practice all day today in preparation of this race.
Oh, not bad at all, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with that run. Although that beginning was a bit of a rough start for me. I was really nervous when early on, especially like when I didn't get the rupee drops in the beginning. That made me fall behind a little bit.
You should watch the VOD, because oh boy did we have some fun with the rupee drops.
Wolfos caught up to you on rupee drops alone with that last one.
Yeah. She got 4 on the beach, and you were both trolled until the end of time, and she came out like a second ahead barely. So we were there until 2:40 until you guys had enough rupees.
Oy. I feel for you guys on that one.
I'm glad I'm not doing Moblin Skip anymore.
Everything's better now.
Yep.
Yeah, so Wolfos is entering the egg, trying to bonk to set up the bomb trigger.
I've never been able to do that. I just equip Feather there and then just do it like that.
Yeah, I started to feel less nervous after Key Cavern, and then my rest of the run was just really solid from there.
Yeah, you just got into a groove. It was all really good, man.
Key
Even
Cavern
with,
was pretty much where you started to just start extending your lead repeatedly and exploding forward.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, you're giving me and Wolfos a run for our money to try to catch up to you. That's for sure.
You guys will get there. I believe in you too.
And Wolfos is about to head on in and start her boss fight. And there's her
Yes.
check. I think I saw 12 and 12.
Yeah.
By the way, did you do your check?
You should pull
I
back
didn't.
up.
The last time I saved was right before Dungeon 6.
Right, but you'd still have all the pictures by then.
Yeah. You'll have all the pictures and everything but one heart container by then.
I guess I'll take a look. I mean, I should. I don't recall missing anything.
I didn't think you missed anything, but...
It's just for confirmation then.
Alright, so Wolfos misses the bomb trigger and loses 10 seconds to this. However, we get
Music!
great music. This music is just epic.
So nice. I'm sad that they didn't, use this music or not
Yeah,
not other music for Death Eye.
for Deathel, yeah. The Nightmare is a fun set of bosses. Just a bunch of the bosses that they had coded to make this A Link to the Past for, Game Boy, and they just get to use this while Agnum's here. And doing the check with the picture book. Look at all of these. All 12 OKs.
Very nice. This is
I
the
wanna
first time
see
I'm actually seeing these pictures,
Oh yeah, there's the picture that you never see and you can get that picture before anything happens. Of the thief thing. Otherwise, we'd probably rob him later. Yeah, there's Marin falling on Link.
Oh
So
man, Wolfos
that's-
almost completely locks down Moldorm right there.
So that's confirmation of 100%
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, you're
got
good.
it. You're good.
Alright.
Karker, we also fight Blob in this, and technically we fight Landmola.
Yeah. You just kind of spin slash at it. It's gone.
Yeah, but it's not the same fight. It's more like a really, really stupid, fast-moving Moldorm.
And that's it.
And Wolfos is
GG,
clear.
White Wolfos.
What's the time?
Congratulations!
Just as you finish, you join the chat.
That was so bad.
Hey, you finished.
I finished, but that was very much everything that could go wrong did go wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was pretty rough seeing you try the early hook shot and just not getting it.
I admittedly I kind of tilted in D8 and D7 a bit because I was getting frustrated.
Yeah, that's good.
On the bright side, would it have helped you knowing that you had a 1 second lead after the rupee fiasco that started the race?
Yeah, and there was like the terrible rupee RNG at the very beginning, and I was like, oh well, now I'm starting very far behind. And then just like stupid thing after stupid thing happened. Like, did you guys see right before D8 me getting eaten by the like and I just could not get out?
Yes,
we were.
We felt your pain. Don't worry.
I've actually never had that happen before, where like you get stuck in the like that, because I was moving around and trying to free myself, and usually that like frees you right away.
Something that really helps with that is A and B.
No, I was doing A and B.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens sometimes. I get that problem sometimes too whenever I do runs.
Ugh. It's just annoying because this is the race that, in terms of time, I am closest with.
Not true at all, considering you lost and I lost.
Except you, Matt.
So this pretty much guarantees you and me are going to be racing later.
We better be racing.
You want to
and
go?
at that time, stupid things better not happen.
Let's go, mate.
That'll definitely be the match of the century. We'll make flyers, make sure everyone shows up for that.
I request a luchador mask in mine.
I'm honestly really glad that every trick that I wanted to go for, I nailed first try. So
Yeah, it was good execution all around. It's just you guys got shanghaied by luck in so many spots.
yeah, but that's it happens. That's Link's Awakening.
Yeah, it happens.
But good race, Wolfos.
Thank you. Yeah, and I saw you got a really good time.
Yeah.
Is that a
that's
PB for you?
Yeah, that is a
1 minute
PB for me. A minute
Oh,
PB.
very nice.
Yeah.
I just hope that my next race goes a little better than this. I had some like pretty good practice runs like off screen or offline. And I did like pretty well in those. I was like, okay, I'm ready for this race, and
I thought I was ready too. I was playing this game all day, and then I had like really bad luck in the beginning.
Yeah, you worked it back though. I can't wait to see what happens when you try out some of the newer stuff and see how that speeds you up.
I do plan on trying out some of the newer stuff.
So, I mean, if you
I was practicing some newer stuff earlier today, but I didn't want to like. I didn't want to like
completely.
Yeah, I didn't want to like try out something if I can't do it consistently, because you know it's a tournament race and I want to have a good run during a tournament. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, thanks for the entertaining race, guys. The commentary kind of went off the rails for when you watch this later, so don't worry about that.
It's
I can't wait to watch it.
I will be watching this later with like my hands in my head and just being like, ugh, why?
Don't worry, we've got you covered for more shame.
I mean, there's still a lot more tournament left, so
Yeah, you
that's
guys
true.
will make it
yourself.
back. It's only one loss.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. So
Well,
I think that's all we got. What's coming up next on Speed Gaming?
Oh, well,
Let's
there's
give a look, shall we?
nothing scheduled for Speed Gaming 2 for the rest of the night, but I think over on twitch.tv/Speed Gaming, there might still be a Zelda 2 randomizer race going on right now. If I'm looking at the schedule right.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like it's going to be going on for
scheduled
what,
to go
another
until
hour?
1 in the morning, so maybe catch the back end of that.
Jesus. And then later on tomorrow? It's 2
Yeah,
p.m.
There's tomorrow.
Wait, 2 p.m.? Well, I don't understand time anymore. Oh no, I see it now. I'm being dumb. Yeah, there's nothing else really for the night except for the Zelda 2 randomizer.
Yeah, so I want to go check that out on twitch.tv/Speed Gaming. But I'm pretty sure that's going to do it for us. I've been Alpha 5.
I've been Phantom of that.
Alright, and we will see you at the next race.
thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Good race.